Where to begin? Where to begin on a podcast like this? This is something that I couldn't have imagined starting.
Neither could I, honestly.
Yeah.
So, you're the host. It's your burden to bear.
I guess that's
I
guess it's like the one place to start is, I guess, to just kind of talk about what this podcast is. I'm the host, Alex Roa.
Mm-hmm. I'm co-host, the other person, Adam Farley.
This is Sapiens Bay. We were working on the details, and just 5 minutes ago we've solved the audio engineering of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that once you figure it out, it's just you just kind of fly with it. So that's what we're doing today.
I thought it wasn't gonna work out. I thought the audio was gonna get screwed up the whole time.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think we would fix it.
We even have some audio snippets for maybe at the end of the podcast for those who stick around. They'll be able to hear
how messed up it got. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The messed up parts and that moment where we finally figure it out, and it wasn't just one or the other. I think that was the cool part, that it was
your mic peaked so hard when you found out it was so loud.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a little ear blasting, then stay tuned till the end of the episode. So,
you can't see this, but I drew a smiley face.
Yeah, I just drew my smiley face.
Yeah, we got two smiley faces.
I got a big brown smiley face right here.
Got a blue one.
I gotta draw some eyebrows.
Well, I'll add to mine.
Yeah,
I see how it is. I'm gonna make mine evil. I got
a decent guy right here.
Yeah, you guys got Riz.
This got Riz. Yeah. It's funny because, maybe if you asked me, half a year ago what Riz meant, or anybody for that matter, I don't think they'd be able to tell you what Riz is.
It's like charm.
Yeah.
No, but if that's all someone had to tell me when my brother told me what it was, he was telling me it like I knew it, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And he's trying to explain it to me, and he's making it so overly complicated. And later on, when I understood, I'm like, you could have just said it's just charm.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, no, but it's this and this and this, and I'm like, no, it's not.
And that's always
Mimi charm.
Is it?
With
but that's
women.
The thing. I think the reason why it's kind of developed its own name is because is it just charm, or is it I think it's something. I feel like it's a little bit more.
It's like charm, but in a way where it's trying to explain that, it's like trying to explain memes to someone by saying it's just a joke. You're technically not wrong, right? I don't know.
Well, I'll look on Instagram all the time, and they're like, oh, we've got the Riz, the Rizzard. Or the Riz God, right?
The Riz God?
Yeah. And it'll be for on those posts, it'll be specifically toward I think it's the way that they're doing it. Because anybody can have charm, but I think charm is more.
It's Chad charm.
Yeah, it's Chad charm. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I think all these words. Like munch, Ice Spice's munch. That was another term. She kind of just threw it into her song. You know Ice Spice. You know Ice Spice.
I don't know. Nope.
You don't know about Ice Spice?
I don't know.
Do you?
I don't know.
Really?
Nope.
Are you serious?
I'm being serious. I don't know.
Again,
I don't know.
Within less than half a year ago, she started and with one song and one of the main phrase was, "This person's a munch." And
what does that mean?
That I don't know. I think
a snack, like saying someone's a snack.
I think in the term of the song, that's what I thought.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
that's what I would think it means. But it's more like, oh, that person. I think it means that person is. I don't know. I couldn't.
You want to munch on them?
I couldn't tell.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's just like you can make your own term, and then now you got people. Everybody's talking about it. So right now we have Riz.
It's sort of like big meme.
Yeah, it's
term. It's now a new word, because everyone uses it so much, you kind of can't avoid it. It's people use it in everyday, because it like makes sense when you say it, but it's kind of hard to explain. But everyone just knows what it means.
Yeah,
it's like one of those things.
Yeah,
kind of like how I think by now like a lot of people know what a meme is. Like,
sure,
even people who are older and didn't grow up with it probably kind of get it, but explaining it to someone who doesn't understand it is probably really hard. You can't just explain it. It's just a thing you just know.
That's
or experience.
I think I know exactly
what
you mean. Yeah. So then, so I guess in terms of munch, let me write that down. Munch, and what was the other one? We said it was Riz.
Riz, yeah.
This is all new age vocabulary.
Yeah, new age vocabulary. Okay, that brings me. Okay, you thought of something?
I was just gonna say.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm thinking, okay, Riz and munch, these are not going to be used in a professional setting. So these are not professional. Not professional. And, again, we're going to look like 5 years in the future, and people listening to this podcast will be like, oh, you don't think it's professional? It's no, it's not professional right now.
It's what's the word? It's like informal.
Informal. Yeah.
Well, so there's still there's still words that are real words that are informal. This is just newer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. That. So we got not list of not professional words. It would be Riz and munch.
I mean,
you're not going to tell someone.
You're not going to say like
coworker.
You're not going to say my GF, my babe. You're going to say my girlfriend or my partner, my significant other. Right. That's informal. It's if you're like in like a job interview or something, and that's offhandedly, it comes up in some way.
Yeah.
Then it's informal, right?
Okay.
So yeah, there's a ton of those. It's just Riz is another one. But also the term itself, like what it stands for and means, is also just kind of not formal anyway, right? Like the ability to flirt is literally what Riz is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And like, when is that going to come up in a formal setting? As a topic.
Yeah, right.
When?
Yeah, right. How are you going to talk? Yeah, how are you going to say?
When will that come up?
You're going to tell some coworker, oh yeah, you don't got no Riz.
Well, I mean, unless they're like your friend. I mean, it's not like your boss. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that meeting today was a total munch. That doesn't sound right.
No, that sounds like bad.
One word that we did adopt that's kind of more. Even Google has adopted this word in their search. Is vibe. The word vibe. Like if you're looking at like Google Maps.
That was a real word before, and it's kind of changed.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Now it has kind of like some different meaning to it. I mean.
Yeah. Like, are you vibing right now? Like.
Yeah. And I guess that kind of would vibe entail, like, if you had a serious vibe, does that mean you're not vibing? Like, if you're not having a fun time, does that mean you're not vibing? You could have a serious vibe. You could have a vibe that's more.
Yeah. It's like, how are you doing? I'm vibing. It's like a kind of like. It's like a. Pissed. I think. What?
No. Like if you're having like a pissed vibe.
Oh, a pissed vibe. No. But if you're saying you're vibing, it's like implied. Oh, I have good vibes. Like but if you have pissed vibes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause
angry vibes.
Yeah. If you have an angry vibe, doesn't that still mean isn't that still a vibe?
No, because it's like when you say like this is a vibe or I'm vibing, it's like implied that it's a good vibe, because you want to use it when it. I think that's what it means.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's. Yeah.
Like I'm doing good. I'm vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or these are not good vibes, bro. Like something like that.
Yeah.
It's different.
Oh, okay. So
it
has
depends.
to be positive.
It has to be. It's positive by itself, but you need to specify if it's negative. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So vibe, I guess. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
This I had I had to write it down here because I was gonna forget. But you made me realize something that would be like. This is something that's been on my mind for a while. Like words that have been fine but have gotten ruined by memes. There are so many. Like think about it. Like you like think about how many words you kind of they're just like the kind of cringe to use now. Like the word cringe. Kind of can't be used anymore. Because it's basically a different word now. Right? Yeah. The first thing I think about is just people. You can't say Among Us anymore. I mean, like, think about it. You can't say it at all. It was an actual thing you could say that has been like a phrase or whatever you could say for a long time.
It affects. It gets the best of us.
It does. I think there was some video of someone compiled all the times a U.S. president on a recording has said Among Us. And put it on YouTube, and there's like a lot. There's like a full minute or so clip of everyone, like JFK said Among Us once, which was crazy here. He was like Among Us. Yeah.
There was, I know exactly what you're talking about. There was a time, I go to church on occasion with my family every now and then, and the pastor said Among Us. He closed the sentence with saying something about like Among Us.
Dude, oh my god, I would have had such a hard time not laughing.
I was actively pinching myself. I had my shoes like digging into my heels, like so I'm just like shut. I couldn't keep this. I'm there with my parents. My parents are to the right of me, and they're just like looking over. I'm just like, no, I can't do this right now. I almost had to get up. I almost had to excuse
Dude,
myself.
Oh my god, if I were there with you, we would have both died because we would have made each other laugh.
You're
sure.
the first person I looked at.
No.
Over, like,
it's like if you're with someone that you know will make you laugh, you have to avoid looking at them because if you look at them, you'll laugh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's more like I guess it's kind of a word and a term. Yeah, I'm gonna draw mine too. It's more like a word and a term. Among Us. You can't use the word among anymore either.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will go around it by using the British one amongst, but it's still
amongst
sus. I read books on my phone where you can like look up a word. Like you highlight a word and you can also search it or a term or whatever. And you in my books I read, sometimes I'm just curious and I'm like, I look up Among Us and I see how many times did the author write Among Us in the book. And he does that a lot.
Oh, really?
Like a lot. And these are new books. The characters go, Among Us. Among Us. There's a traitor among us. And I'm like, no.
It's hard to
Why?
Kind of, yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, he's got to pretend it's just, everything's fine. Among Us hasn't happened. There's also been like a whole meme where it's like everywhere you look, you'll see Among Us. Like there's Among Us shapes and everything, right? Like,
yeah. There was, there's a
little bit of sussery.
There's a term for that where you just kind of see Among Us everywhere.
Amongified?
Your brain, it's a pretty amongified. Your brain just kind of tells you like, oh, like that thing kind of looks like a Among Us.
Kind of like an Among Us.
There's a term. I'm gonna look it up later. Oh, by the way, I drew Ice Spice, so you can kind of see what she looks like. Come take a look. That's her.
I wrote cool. You can't see it, but I wrote cool and drew an arrow pointing at them, and it's cool.
Yeah. Who do you think? Because you're saying you don't know who Ice Spice is.
I don't.
Who do you think she is?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
I don't know. I do not know.
Okay. Well, I won't.
I don't keep up with like trends at all, so I have literally no idea.
Oh, well, I see what you mean.
You know what I have literally no way of knowing at all.
If I hadn't drawn the person, would you have thought it was a person?
Yeah.
Like if I just told you, what is Ice Spice?
If you said what is Ice Spice and that's all you said, then I would have not thought person because you didn't say who is. You said what is.
Right. That's right. Okay.
A person isn't a what; they're a who. So I wouldn't have known what you meant. Or I would have been like misdirected,
I mean, you ought to know who Ice Spice is. Ice Spice is a musical artist. Became famous over the past half year. I think, yeah, starting in the winter.
You said there was like some thing she came up with.
Yeah, so in her song, she coined the term
munch. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. Okay, that's where that came from.
People started to talk about, like, they started to use that in their language, and through that, I mean, that's just easy, advertising. You have people talking about it, and people like us, maybe if we spoke about it a bit earlier, we'd be like, oh, what'd you call me? Like, I'm a munch?
Yeah.
And it's like this, they're like, yeah, you don't know what that means? Like, this came from
deja vu right here. Yeah.
Came from this girl who just started talking about
munches.
This person's a munch, but it's not like you're eating something. It's like,
I mean, I don't know what else it could mean besides like another way of saying like this person's a snack.
Yeah.
When else do you use the word munch? Think about it. Like, you munch on snacks. Like, this person, it makes me want to munch on them because they're so snacky.
Yeah.
I know, it's pretty horrible what I just said. I'm sorry.
I'm trying. I can picture what you're doing.
Yeah, I know. But,
I don't think it has anything in relation to food.
No, it's not. But none of it does. That's No, it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's like a metaphor. Like, I don't know. But I was also thinking about there are also other words that have. What are you doing? What are you drawing?
I'm just drawing.
You're just drawing random things. I like the ears.
Oh, thanks.
They're pretty lit. You just imagine cool ears, everyone, and that's what this person has that he drew. Though I think other words have been ruined from memes. Like, I don't know. I definitely had ideas of it. Like, but it's been clouded by Among Us. Like, it's actually like, that's the one I think of the most because it's an actual term that was used completely seriously. Just anything. I know what it is. Anything to do with Among Us. You can't say emergency meeting. You can't say sus. Because people could say sus before. You can't say sus. You can't say imposter. You can't say traitor. You can't say imposter. Sus was an actual thing. You what? He's not so surprised.
I'm surprised because people would say sus before
it was a thing. Yeah.
And then when people started to describe, like, of course, in a panic state, oh my god, this person's suspicious. They're not gonna say suspicious. This person's sus. You're gonna be freaking out, just like. Oh.
It makes the word suspicious kind of hard to say now too, because if you say suspicious, you're just like, don't fucking say it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Imposter is the one I think of a lot. That's like, this guy's the imposter. Imposter.
Nice.
Is sus.
Yeah, that's Among Us terminology.
Yeah, I'm speaking among us. Yeah,
you can no longer. When people look back into history books, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this little game took the whole planet by storm."
What's it called? Among Us.
Yeah. Do you want to pass me my drink really quick?
Sure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of that hit me.
Yeah,
it's just water.
That kind of just exploded.
That exploded, yeah. It's LaCroix. It's pretty lit. Sponsored by LaCroix, everyone.
Oh, there's eventually. I'm waiting for the day where we actually do.
That would be crazy. Wouldn't it be crazy? Wouldn't it be amazing if they did?
Dude.
Yeah.
Podcasts dedicate like some podcasts dedicate like almost 10 minutes just for their sponsors.
I don't like that.
And it's like,
I don't like that.
And it's like you have to start off with it.
Is that a demand?
Is
that like a demand? Like, you must begin with our advertising?
Yeah.
Because YouTubers don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, YouTubers, like, I've never seen YouTubers always begin with it. Sometimes they have it at the middle where it's a break. Yeah. Or they'll tell you they will have a sponsor and then they'll do the sponsored ad in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's not usually like that with podcasts. Sometimes it just goes on.
Yeah.
For so long.
And
yeah.
Sometimes it comes from podcasts that, I mean, it's like, come on, you're a well-paid comedian. The both of you, and I'm not going to say which podcast this is because I'm not trying to throw any tea right now. No tea.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. But you got two people in the comedy industry, and they're already throwing at you these services. And
I guess so.
For like a solid 10 minutes, and
yeah. They have an ability to circumvent that with like if you become like a member or whatever, but it annoys me much more on audio only podcasts, because on video only podcasts you can definitely easily skip it. You can tell where you're going to. Like it changes when they get to the ad. It like completely changes. When you can like YouTube style, you can like scroll around and be like, hey, here's the part, okay, and then you go back to that part. But on audio only, you have to skip around and hope you've skipped the ad, and it's kind of hard to tell, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just kind of frustrating on audio only podcasts because they actually will sometimes like have those ads that go on for such a long time. Like for like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On audio only, and it's more frustrating on audio only. I can find it more forgivable in video because it's easier to note. It's easier to find a moment in the video where you can skip it, but in audio you have to kind of guess.
Yeah.
You're like, is this going to be a 20-minute ad? Where did I go too far ahead or what? Like. Because I used to watch or listen to a lot of audio only podcasts where they cover shows, and I see like another opinion on the show I'm watching and see like what are they saying about it that maybe I didn't see, or like their viewers might have some input. They usually say some things that fans have come in with. And a lot of the time it's their first time watching and they have an interesting maybe point of view, even if I may disagree.
Right. Yeah.
So I found that was interesting. My favorite one was one where they didn't do sponsors because they just did it all for free because they just liked doing it for fun. They didn't care about making money.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. And from these two comedians that are obviously we went into comedy for the money. I guess I can't really blame them 100% to throw in a couple of. And you can almost discern when it's sponsor time, because like right now this is sponsor free podcast.
Right now it is, because we're
enjoy it while it lasts, because we're also going into sponsors eventually.
Maybe
maybe yeah for the audience. No, we're not doing.
What's a sponsor?
We're not doing sponsors.
What is that?
We're good. We're clean. But you can almost tell in terms of like how they're speaking as soon as you go into sponsor mode, it's more a little bit more monotonous for people. I guess it was kind of easy to see from people like comedians, because they're kind of trained to speak with inflection. They're trained to tell a story.
You got to be a good public speaker to be a good comedian.
Yeah, and that's I do want to get into public speaking. Actually, that was on my list on my planner today. Like look into some public speaking courses.
I feel like a lot of the time I'm too reserved for it.
Oh really?
I think I can't. I definitely, because I'm like an introvert. I think you're an extrovert, right? I feel like you must be.
That's a good question. I think
maybe on the borderline. A little bit?
Yeah,
but you might be more on the other side. I can see it. You're more outgoing than I am. I think about it like that. Like, how outgoing are you?
That is a decent question.
Yeah.
Because I can seem extroverted.
Yeah.
If we're out somewhere, I think when we went out to LA, you saw me as very extroverted. I was like, I was ready to go. But when we were at that place, I didn't really talk to anyone but the people that we went with. So that was I didn't really like say, hey, what's up, like what's going on, everybody. I was more like, I think at the most when we did the Congo train line, that was I tried to get people I tried to bring them in.
I didn't think about it quite like that, where it's like how much are you just kind of chatting it up with just anyone. That's like extreme extrovert. You don't have to be an extrovert to just want to chat with everyone, but the friends that you brought were also super extroverted to me. They were very super. So like you are like good at attracting extroverted people as well as introverted people. Which is something I find harder as someone who's, I think, more of an introvert. But I can feel or seem extroverted if I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But I can be as comfortable as can be. But if I'm around too many people, that kind of comes away. That kind of goes away, sort of. If I'm around too many people, like it's just too much. Yeah. I can't just be. I'm never gonna be the life of the party. The introvert will never be the life of the party. They would have to be playing a character.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
And I was just about to say. Yeah. I think that's where we have the similarity, because I love the attention that I get when I am the center of it. When I am the life of the party, I love it, but it comes from somewhere. It comes from, I'm around people and I'm like, almost like, not like an obligation. To me, it's never an obligation to...
You do enjoy it.
I love it.
You're not doing it because you feel like you have to do it.
Yeah, no, I love it. There will be a time though where if the event is kind of like needs some livening up, then I'm all over it. That's happened before. Like there have been events like maybe like a Christmas party or maybe like a birthday where it's just kind of like more chill, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. A chill birthday party is fantastic. I would almost prefer that, but you got to read the room a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you can tell that people came in here expecting something else, then you got to step up a little bit. That's my.
So it can be an obligation in a way, but you're not complaining about it.
No, it's a very, for me, as soon as I detect it, I'm like, okay.
You're like, this needs more energy.
Yeah.
And I'm the one to bring it.
Yeah. In fact, I could already tell that once I was about to walk into a room, and I could already tell, like, okay, consider the number of people that are already going to be in the room. How are you gonna make it so that if it's already lit, if the party is already lit, how do you make it so that it's not more subdued? If it's not quite where the people in your group want it to be, how do you make it so you make a grand entrance and just kind of boom, they're like, oh my God, he's here! Like that's what I want. That's what I wanted.
Crazy, because
I think I got that.
That never occurs to me, because it's just like anytime I'm around, I'm doing something similar, or I'm in a similar environment. That's the last thing I want, personally, for myself. I cannot do that.
Really?
I couldn't. Maybe if you like had a gun to my head and I had to, I could try. But I would be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I feel better, sort of, dealing with the high amount of energy going on until I can finally get away.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like I might not be enjoying myself, but I probably still am if I'm around people I enjoy being around. Because, it's not like I'm going to events like that every day where I would get so sick of it.
Right, yeah.
But if something like that happens and I'm there and I'm enjoying myself, I could maybe not seem like I am, but like I am. But it's like, and maybe you and I are having the same level of enjoyment, but we're going about this in super different ways. Right. Like I'll be maybe chatting with a few people, like, or maybe just, I don't know, vibing, right, in like a corner or something, like doing whatever. But you'll be like, you like wanting to be the life. Yeah. You want to be like, I guess, the life of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're willing, like, what if, have you ever thought about, like, what if someone comes up that is already doing it, or you feel like is doing it better? Does it matter to you that you are? Yeah. does that matter?
Question. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Here's what I think. Okay, if someone's already like that, I mean, I'll think about it. I'll be like, oh man.
Am I competing? Yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, you know that would be nice if it was me. But then it's also like, okay, that means someone else is. And again, I guess I don't really have to consider this so much because that rarely happens. If someone's already like that, if someone's already thinking, if someone's already at that stage,
you can't. It's a little difficult to usurp it, huh? Yeah.
It's a little. Yeah. Well, not. That's the thing. It's. I won't say it's difficult. I won't say it's difficult. No. What I will say is it's more like, oh, that's good. Let them do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
It's
You've got that self-control.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Because all I have to do is, it's actually, I think the reason why I like doing it so much is because it's just so easy for me to.
Yeah.
I've been told I have a very loud presence, and I mean we've seen it when we tried doing the audio testing that my voice.
It was peaking so loud.
Yeah. It was like.
Yeah.
It was just yeah.
I've been told, like, I just made a friend in one of my classes, and I was told by them that I have a calming presence.
Calming presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Which is
we're like
nice to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like yin and yang.
I guess so. Yeah.
You're what? Which one's what? I'm sure
one
there's
of them.
calm and
one
there's
of them.
destruction.
One of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, as soon as I enter the room,
it's over.
Well, yeah, I will say as soon as I enter the room, it's like people turn heads. They're like, "Whoa!" Like, look at this guy. But I don't think it's. I never assume it's in a bad way. Maybe for people like who, maybe like other. There have been times where I would sit down at some table, like I'll be at an event or something, and then there's a couple. And I can see the guy actively darting his eyes toward me, like, oh, this guy's gonna do something. I'm not trying to talk to your girl or anything. I'm literally just sitting down. I'm eating tacos right now, and the guy he's freaking out. He's like sweating bullets, and then it doesn't help that the girl is like actively trying to talk to me, like, oh, like that's so funny.
Oh, that's probably why. That's probably why he didn't mention that at the start. That's probably why. He's very nervous that you're gonna steal his girl.
But I'm like, okay, how am I gonna eliminate this? Because I don't want the guy to feel bad. I'm not trying to do anything with that.
You're just existing. Yeah.
I'm just existing, and you know these other guys, they have tacos too, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to look in the room, like, how am I gonna make it so that I don't make this guy feel so bad, and even better, how do I make it so that he's kind of included on it, right? Because I'm just like sitting there, the TV is on. I think the movie we were watching was Pineapple Express, and I think it might have been my mistake that I asked the girl, like, can you guys hear? If I just asked, can you hear, like, you specifically, that might have been, I'm trying to start something, try to start some flirtation there. But no, I'm like, no, can you guys hear the movie? I can't hear anything. And she's like, oh, like, oh my God, like, it's something like, I can't hear. I'm like, we're like looking around for a remote. And I'm like, oh, look, the remote is Velcroed to the wall. And she thinks it's like the funniest thing ever. I'm like, what? There's nothing. There's nothing here.
Isn't it funny how the funniest people find you? Like I feel like this way by myself. If people find me funniest when I'm not trying to be funny at all, or I didn't even try to tell a joke. It's just knee slaps across the room. Do people even slap their knee when they laugh? I don't know, but
sometimes
I guess.
But there have been times where you say this, it happens to me. Like you say something and I'm just like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah. What I do if I'm laughing way too hard is I will actually roll on the floor.
No way.
Yeah, no, I like can't breathe, and I like can't like I literally like lose control. Like, you know, like the like hardest you'll laugh that you can think of is, for me, like the peak of like the hardest I've ever laughed are the times where I have to like fall out of my chair and I'm on the floor. I'm like laughing so hard I can't even stand up. Those have not come up often, but because you never expect it when it happens.
Right.
And it's usually something that is so not funny later. But in the moment, it's just funny because you just are laughing.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm laughing. But you can't explain why it's funny. But it's funny.
It's just funny. Do you remember the last time that happened to you? No. A long time ago.
No.
Long time ago.
Oh, no, I can remember one time it did.
Okay.
I can just say it real quick.
Yeah.
We were on a trip, me and my family, and I sent a joke email to my mom, knowing she would open it later and read it and think it's funny, and I don't remember what it said. It was something dumb. Like just something really dumb, and I forgot I did it completely. I did it, and then just it left my mind. We were at a Red Lobster. Okay. We were visiting like DC, and we were visiting like Washington DC, and we were there at this Red Lobster, and the service was literally the worst. We were like the only ones there, and they just wouldn't bring our food to us. So we were like kind of losing our minds, but we were like coping together as a family, and we were having a lot of fun. We all got, even my mom, we all got like coloring books and started just like kids comic books. We were all just drawing stuff with it. Like my brother was drawing penises and balls with the crayons, and we were just like, that's awesome, dude. And then my mom opens the email and starts laughing hysterically. She's like, did you send this to me? And then I saw what I said because I forgot that I did it, and I started laughing so hard I literally couldn't breathe. I don't even remember what I did. Yeah. Anyone there was nobody there. I didn't even care if there was. I didn't care if it was full. It was so funny. It was probably the funniest I've laughed in my life. It was like, I can thank them for being so terrible that it drove us to insanity. To such insanity that I'm laughing at something that is so not funny. It's anti-humor.
Yeah.
I'm just so dumb that I forgot what I did, and I'm just laughing so hard. I like can't think, but it was like a day-making moment. Like, you know, like there's day-ruining moments. It made our day. It was so funny. Like, because something like that's so funny. It's moments like that where you will radiate energy to the room, but like where I will, even though I normally don't, but it's like not intentional at all. It's just because I'm laughing, and you can tell I'm so like hysterically laughing that you can't help but laugh too. Yeah. Everyone around me was laughing at that. Just my family. The employees it just looked like everyone it was all deserted. Like, it was like a big restaurant and no one is there.
Yeah.
And the employees, is like no one wants to do anything. They just wouldn't bring us our food. And when they brought us our food, it was so ass. It was terrible. But I don't remember how this came up at all.
You know, I think a lot of podcasts think that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of...
I'm curious to look back on this and see how this came to that. Because I actually already forgot.
I love that we were able to, you know, with this table, we were able to kind of illustrate that our process a little bit. It's almost like like Prezi, one of those Prezi presentations.
You're
hopping around. You got some little drawings here.
Yeah, you're right.
Ice Spice might have to. Her leg got messed up.
I had to write because I had to write down words ruined by memes, and I wrote that down because I have a problem where if I have to hold a thought because someone's talking or whatever, if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget what I was thinking or something. Yeah, right. Holding it is so difficult. So I wrote it down right away because I'm like, I'm gonna forget this. This is something I have to talk about. I have to mention this. But I'm glad we covered that. I think that was a good one.
Yeah. There is one... Oh, you don't have to erase, actually. I'm gonna take a picture of these in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll rewrite it.
I was going to say, my final question for this podcast is, you know, being that we just kind of hit the ground running with the development of the podcast, do you have if you were to design a logo, I give you 20 seconds to design a quick little, and again, I'm pretty conscious of the time that I'm giving you, so I'm not expecting anything. But if you have like a quick little,
like visual, right now.
Yeah, we have the whole table. I'm gonna do it too. I mean, technically, I'm further ahead because I've already drawn stuff already.
You also are capable of drawing things, and I'm not. But I'll do something.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
All right, starting now.
Because the only thing it gives me is it kind of shows me what I guess it's a little visual. I'm not even counting the time. Cool. What is that? What's that?
I do not know.
You want to know
what do you see?
I see a guy. I see a smiley face with the unibrow, and the guy, his head is kind of just.
He looks like a bean. He looks like a little bit.
A bean, yeah.
He looks like a bean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a bean with a wavy unibrow, and he's smiling very wide. But it's like one of these smiles, like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like one of those like wink smiles. Yeah.
I think what that details is
that this podcast is sus.
It details the many great ideas we have for the development of this podcast, and we appreciate you guys being the listeners of our very first episode here on Sapiens Bay podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys have a good night.
Yeah.
We did it. That was our first episode. That was our pilot.
Okay.
No way. I'm gonna shit my pants if this is it. Okay. All right.
Okay, it's rolling.
It's rolling?
Yeah, yeah. Try it. Let's try it. So, mine's on, yours is on. It's not started yet, but we're just gonna try. Like, it's recording, but episode isn't started. But we're just gonna try it, see if this works.
Yeah.
I think we fixed it.
But
maybe we just went back to the beginning and you'll be tinny again. I don't know. We'll see.
That could be. I'm gonna hop by really quick because it only shows us one mix.
You have to scroll down to see the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of them, the one right there. That's 1 and 1 2. So the one lowered is you.
Oh.
This one's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Here, let's hear it. I want to see what it sounds like.
Okay, we're on.
Okay. All right. What do you see? So
you're getting picked up.
And
I'm getting.
They're both getting. Oh
my god!
They're both getting picked up. They're both getting picked up. Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Now I want to hear what it sounds like.
Okay. Oh my god.